Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Mattel Amber Collection Jurassic Park Dr. Alan Grant. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Mattel Amber Collection Jurassic Park Dr. Alan Grant. And when I tell you I have been waiting over 2 years for this figure, it is not an over-exaggeration, as since Mattel first introduced this Amber Collection, I have been patiently waiting for them to complete that original cast of characters from genuinely one of my favourite movies, which is of course Jurassic Park, and it still holds up to this day. But for whatever reason, they wanted to save Alan Grant till last, and the collection wasn't going to be complete until we had him in our midst. And now he is here, so I'm very happy. Obviously, I'm going to do tons of comparisons today with the other figures in this Amber Collection. I've also got the little Alan Grant here from the Legacy Collection, but I remember playing with the Kenner versions of these Jurassic Park figures when I was a kid. So it's crazy now that as an adult, I can recollect these characters that I love so much in the scale that I now collect. So these are going to fit seamlessly in my collection amongst my other favourite franchises. So very happy Jurassic Park can be a part of that. So obviously I want to send a massive thank you to Jurassic-toys.co.uk. If you, like me, are intrigued by this line and you want to backtrack and get some of the figures, then they have plenty in stock. I'll put the link in the description. Honestly, this line definitely deserves some more attention. If you collect figures at this scale, then look no further for these Jurassic Park representations. And I'm sure the hype will only get higher as the new movie comes out next year and it has got the original cast back in it. The only characters we're missing in this Amber Collection are Timmy and Lex. So I'm hoping Mattel have got a 2-pack on the horizon. But fingers crossed, once we've got them, we have literally got all the human characters from Jurassic Park. So very excited. And yes, I know Jurassic Park's all about the dinosaurs, but I love those human characters in it as well. And we have got some dinosaurs in this Jurassic Park line. Of course, we've even got this baby T-Rex that I might review on the channel. You let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Otherwise, I'm just going to open up all these dinosaurs and put them on my shelf anyway. But today is about Alan Grant. So he comes with 2 interchangeable heads, one with the hat, one with the glasses that we see in the movie, of course. His trademark blue shirt. He comes with a flare, and an interchangeable hand even has the sort of claw from the Velociraptor that we see in the movie as well. On the side, we actually get the amber from the Amber Collection. There's the mosquito and the amber. On the back, we get a screenshot of Alan Grant. Sam Neill, of course, playing Alan Grant from that Jurassic Park movie. And we get a write-up that reads, "A predominant paleontologist, Dr. Alan Grant knows all along that the Velociraptor is far more than just a 6-foot turkey. When his tour of Jurassic Park turns upside down, Grant is in serious danger of the very dinosaurs he has spent his life researching. Suffice to say, he decides not to endorse the park." You've all seen this film, you all know what happens, but yeah, Alan Grant, very happy to add into collection. Let's get him open. Here we have Dr. Alan Grant out of the packaging with all of his accessories on the table, and it doesn't look a lot when you get them all out, to be honest. We're getting the flare that we've seen before, which is a nice effect, to be fair, and we've got this hand with the Velociraptor claw, which I will take a closer look at in a minute. We're getting a hand so we can hold the flare, and then of course his interchangeable head that has the glasses on. Now, first impressions, this obviously hits all those style points that you would expect from Alan Grant with his blue shirt. He's got his red neckerchief, he's wearing his hat. I am disappointed to learn though that the hat, unlike Robert Muldoon's hat, is a solid piece that is sculpted on the head, so you cannot swap it in between the two. And that is probably because, unlike Robert Muldoon, Alan Grant has a better head of hair, which you can see on this head sculpt. But the glasses do seem to come off and are interchangeable between the two faces. So hopefully we can find a nice balance of what we think is the best likeness with Sam Neill, of course. But we'll zoom in and check all that out. But yeah, first impressions, very happy with the way he looks. Let's take a closer look at this hatted head. As I first said, the likeness wasn't amazing, but it's not terrible either. Like, it's somewhere in between. It's not bad. I do see the actor Sam Neill in there a little bit, to be fair. But you tell me, maybe from a certain angle, it will look better. I do think, like all action figures, from certain angles, they look spot on and others not so much. But you tell me, if I throw up a side by side, does that look like Sam Neill from Jurassic Park? Dr. Alan Grant. I don't think it's too bad at all. However, we have options, and I will get into that in a minute. But yeah, the eyes are nice, to be fair. I do see him in the eyes, and you'll see as well on the side of the head, you do get a peg hole, and that is for the sunglasses, as they are interchangeable. But unfortunately, the hat is a solid molded piece. If I show you there, you can see the hat will not come off the head. It is glued on the head. So if I peel that off, it will just break the head. So that is not an option, but at least we have a hatted headed option. As I said, I remember having that Kenneth Finnegan as a kid, and the hat definitely never came off that. So yeah, there we go. There's our first head sculpt, and I don't think it's too bad at all. And as you can see, the neckerchief does have a little bit of deco on there as well to match what we've seen in Jurassic Park, as well as the blue of the shirt. Now, I don't think the blue of the shirt is spot on, but I'll get into that in a minute. First, let's check out this alternative head. So the second head sculpt, he has the glasses on, and we do see him wear these glasses during the film, so they are accurate to what we see in the movie. And I do think the likeness on this head sculpt is actually better. Now, you may not be thinking that when you see the glasses, but if we remove the glasses, you'll see what I mean. So as I said, they are pegged in just above the ear, so they're nice and firm, they're not going to fall out. And he has got a bit of a smile on. So let me take these off. As I said, they just peg in and they unclip. So there you go. There we have our young Sam Neill, and as I said, he's got a bit of a smile this time, a bit of a happier expression. He's got his head of hair with a nice part in there, and I do see the actor Sam Neill in this one a lot better. Again, that's why it would have been great to have that hat option, but again, I like that we still have a hatted and an unhatted option for our action figures. It's always good options, there's nothing to complain about. So there you go, there is that face sculpt. As I said, I think this likeness to Sam Neill is a lot better, but my mind's eye of Sam Neill is with the hat on. So let's see if we can make that a little bit more accurate. So as I said, there we have our Sam Neill with the hat, and he does have those peg holes there on the side for the sunglasses. So let's put those sunglasses on. And technically, here we have our third alternative look for Dr. Alan Grant. Now we have the hat and the glasses, and I do think it makes this particular face sculpt look a little bit more accurate because you've got the glasses hiding more of the face. So I do think the two best options for Sam Neill are the completely no hat, no glasses, and then the one with the hat and the glasses. But for me, my mind's eye of Dr. Alan Grant, he's always got the hat on. I blame the Kenner toy, but he's got to wear his hat. So I probably will keep these glasses on, but I do appreciate the options from Mattel. It's a nice touch. So let's take a closer look at his attire, which is iconic at this point. So of course we've got the blue shirt, and then we've got the red neckerchief, which I've already mentioned actually has some of the detail on there as well. It's not just red. You can see it hitting the lights there. So that's a nice touch. Now the blue shirt is confusing me a little bit because I do think the blue is a little bit too vibrant, if you will, a little bit too bold. I do sort of picture his shirt being a lighter blue, but I'm not mad about it. As I said, my mind's eye of Alan Grant is blue shirt, red neckerchief. That is exactly what we've got going on here. But I do think the blue is just a little bit too vibrant, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. You can see it's rolled up here on the side there as well. He's got a sculpted watch, nothing on this side. We've got a nice belt piece with a belt buckle, a couple of pockets it seems. Moving down to the trousers, which are nicely sculpted, and then the shoes are underneath the trousers, so they're not cut up or mixed up, and they look seamless. So that looks pretty good at all. So yeah, overall, it looks really nice. And if I keep zooming in and show you the shirt, you can see the nice sculpted pockets, all the buttons, and there is a bit of a wash. Now, it's like a white or maybe a lighter blue, but it does sort of bring out the creases and some of the detail of the shirt, and again around on the back. So it does give it a little bit of difference. There isn't just one bold blue. There is a bit of detail in there, but I still think the blue should just be a little bit lighter. But I'm not mad about it. I'm just trying to nitpick at something. Now, in regards to articulation, this is insane how much articulation Dr. Alan Grant gets, because let's be honest, it's Dr. Alan Grant. It's not Spider-Man. So his arms go up to 90, no problem at all. There is a swivel up there just past the elbow as well, but his arms will go all the way around. Double jointed elbows. This guy can sort of chill out on the park, waiting for the dinosaur to attack him, no problem at all. There's no cut at the waist, but there is a diaphragm swivel. So we get the diaphragm there, lots of movement, a bit of movement forward, a little bit of movement back, no cut, but there is a cut for the waist. So lots of movement up here, just no ab crunch, if you will. The head is on a dumbbell as well, so you're going to get lots of range, left, right, up, down, and lots of tilt as well. So yeah, no problem there of articulation. And then check this out. This is insane. look at this. Dr. Alan Grant can do the splits. He can break dance. Crazy. And now I'm never going to complain about too much articulation, but wow, crazy. Foot can go up that much. There is a swivel up there at the top of the thigh. And then look at this, double jointed knees, no problem at all. Can he kick his own arse? He can kick his own lower back. And yeah, there is no ankle pivot, but there is a bit of a swivel there under the trousers, and there is a peg under the shoes. So yeah, do you know what? Plenty of articulation for our Dr. Alan Grant, no problems at all. And as I said, this look is iconic at this point. I like that we've got options as well. So no complaints from me. Yes, the blue isn't perfect, it isn't screen accurate, but it's still a blue shirt. That's what I'm happy about. And yeah, this is really nice. So as I said, it comes with one open palm hand, one more C grip hand, but we do have options. I'm sure we can use these to hold the walkie-talkie or some of the other accessories the other figures have, but he doesn't come with anything particular for these hands. So let's swap them out. So this interchangeable hand actually has the Velociraptor claw sculpted onto the hand, which is a very nice touch. Rather than being a separate piece that just gets eaten by the Hoover, I like that it's sculpted in there, and a nice little Easter egg from the movie, of course. Now, I can't tell if the skin tones of the hand and the arm are a different colour. I don't know if in my camera, but in person, it's not too bad, people. Definitely not something that's going to put me off putting it on display, but definitely something to note as well. And obviously, both hands have a hinge and a swivel, no problem at all. But yeah, that is a very nice little Easter egg accessory. His other interchangeable hand was a tighter C grip, so he can hold his other accessory, which is this flare. Now, we've seen this before in the Amber Collection. I believe that Ian Malcolm comes one. And yeah, this looks very nice. It's got like a billowing sort of translucent red effect coming out from the stick. So it does look like it's been lit, which is a nice touch, obviously, from that famous scene where they're trying to distract the T-Rex. So that is a nice touch that Alan Grant can have his own flare. And yeah, he holds it with this hand, no problem at all. So again, you have your options there. You can get your flare in the air, and then he's also got his Velociraptor claw. So yeah, nice little Easter eggs from the movie, and give you display options as well for Dr. Alan Grant. But yeah, the glasses keep riding up on me on this head sculpt, so I don't know if I need to heat them up and sort of pinch them down. Moving into some comparisons, and again, this may seem like the most irrelevant comparison ever, but it is the other Alan Grant action figure I have in my collection. It is, of course, the Mattel Legacy Collection, which is at the 3 3/4 inch scale. So before the Amber Collection even existed, I wanted Jurassic Park represented on my shelf in my collection, and this was the only version Mattel was giving us of these original characters from the first movie. So this was all I had. This was my only option, so I was in for these, and I still am, because these scale really nicely with the dinosaurs. However, you know my bread and butter, most of my collection is that 6-7 inch scale, so it's crazy now that I can have these Jurassic Park characters in my collection all these years later. And again, just for the sake of scale, here we go. Dr. Alan Grant is about just over 6.5 inches tall with his hat, but under 7 inches, just like I said. So yeah, will fit in your 6 to 7 inch scale, no problem at all. And yeah, it's great to have our options, whether you collect 3 3/4 or the 6 inch. Let's get into some Amber Collection comparisons, shall we? As we basically have the whole squad from the first movie, apart from the kids. But let's get into it. We've got Dennis Nerdry here in his yellow Illuminous jacket when he's trying to escape the island. And then we've got Ray Arnold before the Velociraptor ripped off his arm. And as you can see, Alan Grant scales very nicely with both of these. Here we have Alan Grant compared to Robert Muldoon, who I've just reviewed on the channel, and of course, John Hammond as well. And I've also reviewed him, so make sure you check out the playlist if you are curious of getting a better look at some of these other figures in the Amber Collection. Definitely recommend it, but yeah, they're looking great. And I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say here we have the main trinity of that first Jurassic Park movie with Ian Malcolm, Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Statler. And I've been waiting so long to have these characters together for the display. And yeah, they do not disappoint. Definitely moving some things around in the collection now so I can get these on the shelf front and center. Look really good. And let's just bring back the whole crew. So we've got Ray Arnold, Dennis Nerdry, Ian Malcolm, Dr. Alan Grant, Ellie Statler, Robert Muldoon, and John Hammond. Isn't it crazy that we have all of these characters in the scale that we collect, absolutely insane. This is something I would have wanted. Like, this is like one of those crazy wish lists that I would have wanted. Can we get Jurassic Park figures in this scale? And Mattel answered the call, and they actually did it, people. Like, I didn't think they would. They first revealed Owen from Jurassic World and then Ian Malcolm. So I thought, oh, there's potential here. And then 2 and a bit years later, we genuinely have nearly the whole crew from that first Jurassic Park movie, which is, I keep telling you, one of my favorite films, which still holds up to this day, I'm sure. So obviously, I needed these characters represented in plastic on the shelf. And I know Jurassic Park's about dinosaurs, but it's also about these human stories. And yeah, it's great to have these characters represented in plastic, and I think they look great. Do not sleep on this line if you're a Jurassic Park fan. I think these figures are only going to get harder to get, and I hope that with the new film, hopefully it's a success and they continue giving us more characters and more dinosaurs at this scale. I would love, this is like a dream project, but I would love a Jeep for this scale. So Matty Creations, or whatever the website's called, get on it, people, because I would back that project. Give me a Jeep at this scale. I've already got the Colossus T-Rex, and I've already got a couple of the other dinosaurs in the Amber Collection. I just need to build some epic jungle diorama. But for now, I will have these guys on the shelf. And yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm a fan. And of course, I can't finish this review without at least comparing Dr. Alan Grant to a dinosaur. So here we have the Amber Collection Velociraptor, which is a beautiful figure within itself. And they have given us plenty of different versions of the Raptors, so you can army build these guys and create a crazy display. But as you can see, they scale beautifully with these human figures, and they have so much articulation. You can get these posed up any way you want, like they're ready to pounce and attack. The jaw is articulated, the arms have points of articulation. There's a bendy wire tail. Like, honestly, people, you need to get these figures in hand, and you'll see why I'm so excited to have them. Really, really good. And yeah, if I were you, Alan, I'd get out of here. And last but certainly not least, just again to show you how these will fit in scale with other lines. If you want a sort of streamlined collection like I do try to make all my figures sort of appear that they could be in the same universe. Here we have Dr. Alan Grant with Captain Britain and Worthy Hellfire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Mattel Amber Collection Jurassic Park Dr. Alan Grant. Now, I'm going to try not to ramble too much here because, as you already know, I really like this line and I like this figure, but it's more so about what it represents. As I said, I want the things that I love in plastic on my shelf. It just makes me smile. And I love Jurassic Park, and the fact that I can now add these characters to the display does bring me a bit of joy. And I do think these characters look like they do on screen. These are the most accurate renditions of these characters we've ever got in plastic. And again, the fact that it's at this scale makes me happy because it will fit in with the rest of my collection and display. And yeah, as I said, get the figures together and you'll see what I mean. But Dr. Alan Grant here, I do think the likeness is pretty good with Sam Neill, of course. It could be a bit better, yes, but it's still decent enough. And we have options for display as well, which I always appreciate. So we basically have 3 alternative looks, a couple of interchangeable hands. But again, he's got his hat, he's got his shirt, he's got his red neckerchief. It hits all the points for Dr. Alan Grant. As I said, all he's missing now is a big dinosaur to stare at and be amazed. But I'm amazed at this line, and I really like this figure. Again, the articulation is more than we deserve on some of these characters. They're not ninjas, but you let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you interested in this line at all? Do you even like Jurassic Park? Do you think it holds up? Are you excited for the new film? What other Jurassic Park characters would you like to see in the Amber Collection? All of that good stuff. Answer any one of those questions in the comments below. Much, much appreciated. And as always, if you like action figure reviews, nostalgia, all of that good stuff, then please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much, much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me at Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.